Hello, we're here with MMA News Canada. I'm Brent Keryluke, about to phone Victor Valimaki.
Hello.
Hello, Victor.
Hey, Brent, how you doing?
Good, and yourself?
I can't complain.
Right on. You have a fight coming up here in TFC 12, December 10th, against
Yeah, it's right
Karl.
on the corner. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, get back in there. So,
You're cutting out.
just getting back in there, eh? So, your opponent's on a 11-fight winning streak coming into this fight. You were on a 7-fight winning streak and came off at 2 losses. How do you feel that you match up with Karl?
I think I match up perfect with this guy. I honestly think I can beat him in just about every area of the game. And, my loss is actually was a good thing. I mean, that loss is never a good thing, but it can be if you take something from it. And I think days when I knocked some sense into me, I kind of went back to the drawing board and worked on some few things that obviously weren't working for me too well, and I think I've improved as a fighter. So I'm looking forward to this one to test out some new stuff.
Yeah, you bet. Well, Martin Desley is no joke though. He's a tough fighter, and you've had tough opponents in your past. I believe that are stronger opponents than Karl has in the past. So
I think so. Karl, he's won 11 in a row, but I haven't heard of one of the guys he's beat. And I think it's a somewhat padded record. I'm not saying he's a bad fighter. He's definitely not. But I don't think he's fought anywhere near the level of competition I have. And I just think I can, out talent him just about anywhere.
Yeah, it didn't take you very long to start getting good competition too. Like you fought Dan Severin quite early. I know Dan is a kind of more of a one-dimensional fighter, but in that one dimension is really well. Like he plays the game well, right?
That was actually after a 3-year layoff. Also, I took almost 3 years, came back, and me and Severin were supposed to fight different opponents, and both our guys fell through. So the promoter asked who wanted to fight. I said sure. And then as I was looking across the ring at him, I was kind of crapping myself a little bit at the time, but it turned out well for me.
Yeah, how do you not though with that guy? He doesn't look intimidating in certain ways, but he's just got that old man strength, right? And once he grips onto you, you never know.
Yeah, the guy's a bear. Once he gets a hold of you, it's you're ready to get mauled.
Right. For sure. Well, Karl's he doesn't rarely sees a second round. He's seems quite aggressive, and you're probably training towards that, hey?
Well, I know he's aggressive, and after fighting Desley, he was super aggressive. I've been training for that more, and kind of changed up a couple things with how I was fighting to deal with aggressive opponents. And I honestly think I'm going to be too fast. I know Karl fights a heavyweight usually, but I don't think he's ever fought anyone like me. I think I'm too fast. I hit too hard, and I'm just going to outclass him. So I'm really not worried about it.
Yeah, and not to mention that his wins, quite a bit of them come from submissions. He has 10 wins from submissions, and you've only lost one time to a submission, so that doesn't look like that looks too good on his part.
I have never lost by an actual submission. There was a submission due to strikes, I think, but there was never. Right. I've never been stubbed with an armbar or choke or anything like that. So, most of my fights I keep standing up, but I'm still actually better on the ground than I am standing up. So, if he wants to go to the ground, great. Like I know he's kind of a wrestler who wants to be a striker, and I think he's going to try to stand with me for a little bit until he starts getting tagged, and then he's going to revert to wrestling to try to take me down again. And I'm ready for that. And even if he does get me down, I think I'll end up subbing him on the ground. I think he's just too sloppy. Good
to hear. Looking forward to this matchup. I know that you're only going for this one fight for looking ahead or anything, but are you looking to get back on track for the belt, or are you just gonna play it one fight at a time right now?
A little bit of both. You have to take fights one at a time.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm always looking forward, and I want that rematch with Daisley for the belt. I mean, even though I'm 0-2 with them, I mean, the first fight was very controversial, and I think that shouldn't even be on the record as a loss, getting hit with groin shots. But the second one, no excuse. I got clipped, and good on him. I mean, he definitely took it to me in that fight. But I still think I'm a better fighter than him, and I think, not to make excuses for it, but I had a lot of really personal things going into that fight, and really that can mess with your head. And my head wasn't where it should have been, and it is now. And I think in a rematch, I would take it to him. So, yeah, ideally, I'd like to get a fight, but I just want to take big fights, and if he happens to be in the way, then I want to fight him.
Now, back to that fight, though, your last fight, did you feel by any means that it was an early stoppage? Because it did seem early, but to the only person that would know...
I don't think it was early.
Yeah?
Everyone thinks it was early. I was out like a light, though. I remember looking at his knee going, okay, I'm going to take him down now. And then he caught me right on the temple with the knee, and I was out. Last thing I remember is the ref picking me up, basically. So I don't think it was an early stoppage. He could see, he was right next to me, he could see what was going on, and I was out in that fight. It's the first time I've ever actually been out in a fight, so I can't complain.
Yeah, that's true. And hey, it's always good to know that, you didn't get that extra couple hits that potentially could have done more damage, right? So definitely.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I was done. There's nothing I could do about that one.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, it does look like it was sort of short, but you didn't get off that mat too soon, so it looked like you took your time to stand up. So it could have been a hard hit, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, no excuses. I went in. I felt good in the fight. I felt good warming up. I thought I was going to have a good fight, and I just got clipped. I mean, it's MMA. There's so many variables that, it definitely happens. And I've done it to guys, too, where I throw a punch and just happen to clip him the right way, and down he goes, right? So, I really can't complain about the second fight with Daisley. I mean, he beat me fair and square, and I just look forward to a future match with him.
Awesome. Good to hear. Well, thanks, Victor, and I'm looking forward to watching this fight, and hopefully you can get back in the winning column. And yeah.
I appreciate that. I'm looking forward to it, too.
You bet. Okay, take care with all your training and whatnot, and kick some ass come December 10th.
Thanks, Brent.
Okay, take care. Bye. Victor's going to be back in the winning column, hopefully. Keeps his game plan together and, comes in there with nothing but fighting on his mind. So, yeah, and take it serious and get back on track.